Have you been worried about losing your sex appeal? Let me tell you, especially as you get older, that question of sex appeal becomes real talk. I'm Tracey Knight, and I'm your codependency coach. And today, what I want to talk about, I'm going to keep it 100% around what is going on in the bedroom, sometimes in our relationships. And I'm going to do this as a two-parter because it's important to talk about this from different lenses. So right now, I want to talk about it from the woman's perspective. And that is, am I losing my sex appeal? You know, my swag, my sexiness, you know, that vitality. So I have a client, Angela, and she's married and she loves her husband, Sean. She absolutely loves this man. She also loves her career, very successful in her career, but her career has become super, super demanding. There have been some things that have happened at work that are taking up a lot of her attention. It's very demanding. And moreover, there's a little bit of like conflict and friction that's going on in the workplace. So her stress levels have kind of gone up. Consequently, she has put on just a couple of pounds because anytime that we have, excessive stress in our life, people have different ways of coping with it. For her, it has been some of the security eating, the comfort foods. And so it's caused her to put on a little bit of weight, something that she doesn't necessarily love, but that's where it is right now. Now, that would be okay if it wasn't affecting her libido, right? Because in her mind, she has lost her sex appeal. And this has gotten so pervasive that when she and Sean, when he finally convinces her to have sex, to make love, to be intimate, to, just be in their zhuzh, she wears a muumuu. Yep, she stays fully dressed in something that completely covers her up. And y'all know that most muumuus, not only are they not sexy, they also are just like real, like fluffy. He gets a lot of fabric. So he's not really feeling the vibe of like connection. Men want to feel your skin. They want, and for her, she doesn't want her belly she doesn't want him to like see her belly or see her rolls or, just anything that she thinks might turn him off. She's thinking that because she gained weight, that he may not be able to receive her in the same way. And while valid concern, not because of who he is, but because as women, a lot of times we think that men just see our vivaciousness. What I have learned, though, I got to say this before I go into this other piece. What I have learned from quite a few men is that they ain't really even looking at that. It totally blows my mind because I keep saying that to women, like they're not even really looking at that. That's why I got to have some other men on the show so that they can tell us what they are looking at. Because they're like, no, I love that. I love how soft you are. Like they love all of that. In our minds as women, though, because we're not looking small or we don't look the same way we used to look, or there might be a couple dimples in places that there weren't before, or our breasts are not sitting up as perky as they used to, that men may find us less attractive and less alluring to them in the bedroom. But it's not the truth. But anyway, for her, because of the work demands, the stress, and the weight, she has kind of diminished her libido. And so she's, adopted these practices that then are having him feeling shut out and neglected. Now, before I get into this next part, which is going to totally turn the conversation, right? My client, the female, Angela, she's not really willing to have the conversation about it, even though he has tried to talk with her about it, and just trying to reassure her she's not wanted to have the conversation. So unfortunately, in this situation, he, started seeking emotional and sexual validation outside of their marriage, which this is where our codependency comes in for him. So for Angela, the codependency is that she is getting her identity from her body shape. She's judging herself, who she is, how sexy she is. She doesn't recognize that he is in love with her, not just her physical appearance, her, all of her beauty, and not just her brain, but the essence of her. Whenever we attach ourselves to this external look and feel, then whenever that goes away, of course, we are going to feel like we've lost it. When really that's not what made us up anyway. That's not the essence of our character and who we are internally. So the codependency comes in with attaching yourself to, I am what I look like. I am what I have in terms of sex appeal, because that sex appeal looks a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. I've had clients who are like, oh, I don't have enough butt and hips, so I can't be sexy. That's not true. So the codependency for Angela is attaching herself to her body image. So the counsel there, or the tool there, the tip there, is re-scripting what beauty really is for her, what sexiness really is for her, and recognizing that she can be sexy at any age and any size. Now, the codependency for Sean is that he then went outside of their commitment to get validation. The fact that he needed someone else to validate him is where the codependency comes in, and there's a breach in their agreement. There's a breach in the trust. So now that creates a different layer of dynamic for their relationship. I'm confident they're going to be able to move through this, but the approach is to really try to deepen their relationship by, one, getting into coaching and or counseling. Number two, they're going to have to work to renew this state of trust in their relationship, because trust is the undergirding of all relationships. And when we don't have that, we don't have anything to build upon. We're building on quicksand, right? We're building on quicksand. For Sean, this need to get validation, to have a woman really say like, oh, you're the one, you're sexy, you holding it down in the bedroom. Like, we all want to feel validated, but the need for that to the point where you will violate a marriage that you actually love, a woman who you actually love, is where the codependency kicks in. So what I've invited them to do, and I'm going to invite you to do, is if you think that you in any way are starting to lose your sex appeal, right? Or you're starting to judge yourself, maybe it's by aging, by how you look, what you have and what you don't have. I want to invite you to take my codependency quiz. You can access it via the link below. And in 3 to 5 minutes, you're going to be able to tell unequivocally whether or not codependency is guiding some of your decision making that's affecting your relationships at work, at home, and in the bedroom. Because another piece that I didn't mention about Angela is there's some codependency on the workplace, where she's getting validation from proving herself in the workplace. That is a recipe for disaster. So you too can find out just how much codependency may be showing up in your life simply by taking this quiz. And if you find that you want to go a little bit further, I want to invite you to join me, because I'm kicking off my 30-day Conquer Codependency Boot Camp, and you will be walked through by me personally on how to completely redesign your relationships in every aspect of your life, your relationship with self, others, and life. Okay? Finally, click the link and subscribe, because I'm throwing out too many gems here for us to just keep this to ourselves. I really want you to, one, share your thoughts and comments, put your questions in there, and I also would love it if you'd love to come on into the studio and let's have a conversation. Then share it out with your friends and family members, because people are out here suffering and they don't need to, because help is already here. I'm Tracey Knight, and I'm your codependency coach. And today is the day that we are going to take back, transform, and win at the game called life. I'll see you soon.